They're decoration ones. They're like little animatronic robot ones. Statues. Uh-oh.
Who are you transmitting to?
No one.
A resistance spy?
Check his backpack. Don't check his backpack.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Gazbot. I just got done seeing Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls, based on the YouTube character. I guess it was a Kickstarter movie, but I missed that. But I saw it the one day it was in theater. I quite enjoyed it. It was a good Halloween movie. It was fun. Had a lot of practical effects. It was stupid. It was goofy. It felt like a period piece, like a 90s. Like, it felt like an 80s movie set in the 90s. But anyway, it was fun. I enjoyed it. School bus. It's a rainy day. I just came from Ross, which has just been destroying it lately with their discount toys. There's like the super big wins, like a $100 figure for $8, things like that. Haven't hit those, but I have hit quite a few, like $30 figures for $10 and things like that. And I'm also getting them for my buddy the Big Dog, as well as my child, as well as for myself. So there's been quite a few successes, but not the big scores. But why am I out here in the rain by myself doing this? Well, there was supposed to be a class called Wild Roots that was canceled, and my mom is watching the kid for a few hours. My plan was to spend some time out of the house, but it's raining, so there's not really a lot of places I could go sit nicely. I'm gonna try to find a Starbucks. My plan was to try to get some art done. And I'm in a parking lot, and cars and people keep moving, so I'm gonna stop now and reconvene later. Hey, it's Saturday. I put up a video saying how I wasn't going to put up a video for a while, and that's true, but because I was going to go on this week-long trip, which didn't happen. Life, drama, things, problems that I'm not going to bother getting into. Everything's fine, but just things are difficult right now. So that trip didn't happen, but because things have been difficult, I also haven't been doing much art or making a video. So who knows when you're going to see this. This is a few days before Halloween is when this is, so... I have a few minutes to myself. I'm going to go to the store because I need to buy a pair of pants. I'm going to go to another store to make a return. And then maybe I'll go sit at a coffee shop and do a little bit of drawing. 4 or 5 days ago, my mom watched The Child. And so I was able to sit at a coffee shop and I did the rough sketch for Dark Ranger print. I'm going to try to do the same thing today for Dino Fury Pink. And those will be the 3 prints I will try to have ready for Rangerstop that are new. I mean, I have lots new since I've been last to Rangerstop, but 3 specifically for Rangerstop, assuming I will be going. Because who knows if this stuff is going to leak over the next 2 weeks. That could mess up my next plan, but one thing at a time. Yeah, I'm gonna go. All right, well, I guess the idea is that, like, garbage cans are unpleasant to look at or whatever, but isn't it more unpleasant to have trash on the street? Anyway, back there was a dumpster that I was going to put it in, but it looked like it was all recycling. Then there was a compost and what seemed to be a regular garbage, but it had recycling in it. But I don't know, I put it in. I put it in. I had to put it somewhere. Hopefully that was right. But anyway, so I went and sat there and I had my good little lunch coffee thing, and I did the rough, which maybe you're seeing now, maybe you saw earlier, for my 3rd print. So I have 3 roughs done. So I'm not going to do any more roughs. From this point on, I'm going to ink and color those 3, hopefully within the next week. Then I'm going to see how much time I have to get the prints done, shipped to me before the show. Oh, that looks cool. Looks like the way you draw a cartoon or a comic book character is like weird designs, but isn't actually something you'd see in real life. But here it is in real life. So the goal is to finish these 3 now and see where I'm at time-wise, if I have time to do another print, and if not, I'll just order these and whatever reprints I need. And at that point, I will prepare for the show, and the next art I will be doing will be going back to the Horror Ray 4. And actually, I don't know if I posted this or talked about this, but I finished the page I had been working on, and I started a new panel on the next page. I don't remember if I finished it or not, but I already started that page in between, I forget why. So things are not, things aren't awesome, and my progress isn't awesome, but I've been doing a good job of keeping on track of, like, getting back on track or getting back on the horse or kind of pushing that boulder up the hill a little bit every time. Even when things go wrong, even when things get messed up, I keep readjusting my plan to move it forward, which I don't like, but the alternative would be not doing it. So good job me doing a bad job. Yes. Ended up having time, and I basically spent a lot of it in this room mounting those two lightsabers, which shouldn't take that long, but I'm super not handy, as if you've watched any of my videos, you might know. So just measuring it and getting it up and whatever. So that took a while, and then I cleaned up and I vacuumed the room and got rid of it. And basically just cleaned up this room. I also did a bunch of other household stuff that's not worth mentioning. I thought I did one exciting thing. Did I do one exciting thing? No, maybe not. Well, I guess that's the exciting thing. The bummer is, they're cool to play with and they're cool to be up there, but like, this is the third house I've had lightsabers up at, and they're not decorations. I mean, I make them decorations, but they're made to be held, played with, whatever. And so they have a timer, so they will go off after a while. You can't just leave them on, which is good because they're battery powered anyway, but they also make sound. So I've often thought somebody should make, and maybe they do, I haven't looked into this, like decoration lightsabers that plug in and only have light. And I'm sure there's a way to modify these, but again, not the guy to do that kind of thing. It's Tuesday, it is Halloween. Hey, Halloween. And it's a weird schedule for me today. I have some free time in the morning, but primarily so that I could take the car, that we had a safety recall and the tires need to be done. But the way this works is I drive the car, drop it off, and then wait. What I'm probably gonna do is walk to one of my favorite coffee shops that I think it's about a mile down the road. I'm not sure. It's walking distance. And I'm going to bring my backpack and my iPad, and the plan being that, sorry, I just got up, I'm a little bit. The plan being that while I'm waiting, I will sit and drink a coffee and work on my art. I will try to begin inks on one of the Power Ranger headshots that I've been working on for a Rangerstop. And there's that. Now, last night was a kind of a weird day too. I didn't really get much done in terms of art. But I had some a little bit. Yesterday I was supposed to have a big chunk of free time, and that free time got eaten up in a variety of ways. When I finally had some time, I just couldn't motivate myself to draw, but I have lots of boxes that I need to get rid of. Some of these, many of these just need to be put on eBay. Previously, I would do toy shows a lot. I lived in San Jose, and there was a San Jose toy show like every 3 months, I believe. And so I'd get a table, sometimes by myself, sometimes with the big dog, and just throw everything out there and sell. And, you know, I'd buy a few things, but I'd always come home with less stuff and more money, and it was easy and great. I don't really find that out where I live now. There's been a couple comic conventions and stuff, but they're a little bit further. Sometimes it's not a one-day show, so I have to be able to commit to being somewhere for several days. That might be over an hour away from my house. And there's just, I don't know, there doesn't seem to be that steady toy show that keeps coming up. So I have to do eBay, but eBay takes a lot longer because I have to take pictures and list it and pack it and sell it and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I listed a lightsaber I'm selling, and I've had a Voltron, the Netflix Voltron, Legendary Defender that I got a while ago. I've never even turned it into Voltron. I've just had it as the Lions, and I haven't had it on display since I moved, and so I decided I'm going to let it go. But it goes for a couple bucks, but you need to have all the pieces, and I couldn't find the sword. And in a previous video, I talked about looking for the sword forever. And recently, I was in a closet in the bedroom looking for something else, and I found this bag, which has the sword and the figures I have, so I could sell it all together. Great. Except, well, even though I have an appointment, there's about 15 cars ahead of me, so I'm semi-checked in, but I can't leave until somebody talks to me. So I'm sitting here instead of walking over to the coffee shop for a while. So I've been here a little less than, well, I've been here a little over an hour. I've been drawing a little less than an hour because I got an avocado toast to eat, and I did not draw while I was eating. I got this awesome pumpkin pie latte, which is delicious. Probably not the healthiest, but considering breakfast was a couple spoonfuls of peanut butter and lunch was avocado toast, I decided to allow myself to have a second one because I also have at least another hour to kill before going back to the dealership, and if I'm going to be taking up space at their table, I feel like I should order something. Plus I want it. It's delicious. But I have been doing inks. I've probably been showing you on the Dark Ranger. I'm doing a lot of like minimalistic math. Like, well, I wanted to get like 20 prints done. I'm going to aim for 3. Similarly, now that I have the roughs done, I'm like, if I can only get 1 done, Dark Ranger is the way to go. If I can only get 2 done, then I'll have to decide between the other 2. I'm inking on my iPad, which is good because it's mobile and I'm here, but it's unfortunate because I'm once again, like certain lines, like, you know, the big sweeping lines where they say to use more of your arm to get like a nice straight line, that's especially hard to do because you have to kind of keep it small. If I do a big line, because of the touch sensitivity, it's not the same as like holding a pencil. Like if that Apple Pencil is touching the screen, it's drawing. It might be a thin line, but you know, so it's difficult to do those big sweeping lines. The little detail lines not so much. So it might be hard to see in the playback, but like a line like this down the side of the helmet, I might draw like 50 times. Just like, nope, 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 you know. So it's a little time consuming, but it's better than not being able to work at all is my point. However, I would prefer to be inking smaller things, or even better, doing roughs and pencils. Roughs and pencils are fine. Coloring is okay. Inks is the worst. And now that I have my Cintiq set up, I know that I have a option at home that I can't use right now. But again, some work is better than none, and I'm getting some work done, so there you go. I've gotten drinks here at this place several times, and there's 2 other versions of this that I've also gone to. I've never gotten a glass. I always sit outside, but I always stay to drink it. But I guess I always just automatically get it to go, and this I'm like, well, no, I'll be here. And they give me this nice green glass, which is good. Also environmentally good. Here's my iPad. Here, let me show you what I'm working on. Even though there's the sort of, oh, Face ID. Even though there's the in progress, I'll let you know where I am right now. I'm noticing I'm getting some scratches on this screen, this paper-like screen protector, which I've talked about in the past. I feel like it's not worth the money, and I probably didn't need it, but whatever. It's done now. I've gone in and redrawn. So this is my original pencils, and I've gone in and cleaned up some of the details and been inking those. This is a little bit hazy for me, what I need to do here, and these eyes as well. I need to find some better reference, but the 3 reference I have loaded are all more or less front shots, so I'm going to use my phone to get some of the reference and continue on. It's beautiful here, and I moved my seat to be under the tree because the sun was starting to get to me, and then a bird dropped some slimy purple poop right on my iPad, so that was nice. By the time I cleaned it up, the car dealership said, come get the car, so I guess I'm done drawing for now. Okay, we could walk up to the chain, but we can't go any further. What?
These parts are different.
Oh yeah, there's
These
a little...
are shady, and this one is orange.
Yeah, they must have got some paint on there. In my neighborhood, that's the street right there. There's this weird little empty lot that leads to this nice wooded area, but there's like a chain. Like, I think you're not supposed to go down here. It might be private property. It might be public property that's inaccessible. I don't know. Certainly they don't want cars driving down here, but there used to be a sign. I don't see the sign anymore. And I've gone hiking, well, hiking, like it's barely a hike, where you go through the park that is public and it goes around, and I've come out here just accidentally, but like, am I not supposed to be here? It's weird, but it's just weird because it's in the middle of a neighborhood. It's not, it's just like right here. It's weird. Here at Target, they often have an interesting selection of subject matter t-shirts at a reasonable price. I, however, am a beautiful diva and don't like the fabric they make them out of touching my skin. So not for me, ladies and men and others, not for me. So the last few days have not gone the way I wanted to. In a variety of ways, there's been middle of the night, horrible poop rash things happening. There's been scheduling problems. There's been health problems, not my own, and just a lot of things that have meant that I have less time than normal. And as I said, my dwindling, let me try to get 3 done. It's like, let me try to get 1 done. Prints for Rangerstop. I was just looking, I'm like, it's coming up, it's the 14th. Yeah, it's the 14th, but I'm leaving like the 9th. And then I'm like, oh, how soon can I get these? Because today's the 3rd, so that's 6 days. And I'm like, oh, I might have to pay extra to get it shipped. And I'm like, oh, if I want anything shipped to me at my house before I leave, it's going to be a minimum of $50. Minimum. But I remembered once before going to Rangerstop, I had my new prints shipped to the hotel in Florida, and that gave me a few more days. That being said, the 10th is the first day of the show. So I'd need them there ideally by the 9th so that I'd have them the night I get in, and then I could process them on the 10th, because if they come the 10th, what if they come in the middle of the day or something? Right now, I can get it shipped to arrive Thursday, and it'd be $25, which is an amount I'm willing to spend to get them quicker. When it gets to 50, it starts to be pointless. But I'm not sure. Today is Friday. It's after 5. So I'm like, okay, if this is good until, if I put the order in Sunday night, it'll get there. That could be good because I could spend all weekend and crunch these out, at least these 3 or 1 or whatever, because I have some reprints I need to do too, so I can put them in the order. But yeah, I'm going to have to check because it's possible it might be too late to get any new prints. So I'll have to. This is just a test. This is what I'm looking at. But you could see to get 3 new prints, 10 each, is going to be $37.05. And then shipping is $24.61. That's if I want it by Thursday, which is like the bare minimum I would need it in Florida. So anything more than this and it starts to not be worth it. Anyway, that's what it looks like. I'm using cat print for those that care. It's Saturday in the early evening. I just went and sat at a coffee shop. This is the first, possibly the first day I've had in a while on a normal schedule, so that I actually had some free time and didn't feel completely burnt out. I did feel a little burnt out this morning, but I felt better once I laid down. Then I had some coffee. Anyway, I was here about 2 hours working on inks for the Dark Ranger print. I think I finished the inks. I had previously started them. So like I for a while I had sort of said doing a headshot takes me about a half a day. That could mean 2 hours, that could mean 4 hours, that could mean 6 hours, but like I could get 2 headshots done comfortably in a regular work day. I could get 3 done if I'm either rushing or work longer. That was sort of what I had said. I think I've slowed down a little bit just because I have, and also because some of them I'm taking more time on, and it's also a lot easier if I'm doing all the Zeo Rangers, for example. I kind of get into a rhythm of that type of helmet, whereas now I'm jumping around a little bit more, and some of them are just more complex. So this one, I don't know how much, I'm going to say I've spent 4 hours on it already. I spent at least 2 today, but I think I'm ready for color. Looking at the printing stuff from the other day, it's the same today. So I'm thinking I'm going to put my order in tonight. This is my plan anyway. I'm going to try to, well, you know, maybe I could put it in tomorrow. Yeah, you know what? I can put it in tomorrow because it didn't update from Friday to Saturday, so it's not going to update from Saturday to Sunday. They must just not ship or update on the weekends. So I'm going to color this one, then pick one of the other 2 to start trying to finish. And then whatever I have done tomorrow by late afternoon, I'm going to send in to be sent to Florida. And I will have 1 to 3 new prints, and that will be it. But that's where I'm trying to like do something here. November 3rd or 4th, all the rest of the Halloween decorations are down. A lot of people in my neighborhood took them down literally the next day, like huge elaborate things. Like, what is the rush? Wait till the weekend. But gotta go. Yeah, it's not super easy, but definitely easier coming down than going up. I agree, but I'm ready for a nap. You got it, buddy. 1 a.m. Saturday, I just finished the colors on Dark Ranger. I spent at least 2 hours on it, maybe more. So again, putting together, I spent at least 2 hours coloring just now. I'm very tired. I spent at least 2 hours inking earlier, so that's 4 hours. But I think, yeah, it had to be at least 6 hours I worked on this one. And I have tomorrow a couple hours in the morning, maybe in the afternoon. I'm questioning if it's worth trying to do another or just relaxing, putting the print order in and just being done with it. Yeah, I'll Morning Gaz will decide that. Morning Gaz will decide that. All right, so I ended up working on Wild Force Black, which is the less business savvy one to do. Oh, what is... It's almost 10 o'clock Sunday. Whatever print order I'm going to put in, if I want to get it at a reasonable rate, shipped to Florida, has to be in tonight. I hope. I haven't double-checked that. This is where I'm at. I just about got my flats done. I thought the inks were done, but then I forgot I need to put in some heavy blacks because it's an all-black suit and helmet. I also just realized I need to correct... I'll do this. I hope that's... I need to correct this. This is supposed to be... I kind of lost track of where the lines went on the suit. Anyway, if I want to finish this and put my order in, I'm going to be up all night. And I did that last night, and I was able to sleep in today, which I didn't. Although I realized the daylight savings thing was in my favor, so actually I got a better night's sleep than I thought, but still not a good one. I don't think I should do that again tomorrow. especially because assuming everything goes the way it's supposed to, I will be leaving Thursday at 12, which means I have 3 days to do everything I need, and I haven't prepared at all, to get ready for this trip, both in terms of packing, in terms of wrapping up my household stuff and whatever. I'm going to stop working on this. I'm going to get the print order ready and put it in. Then, if I have time to finish this, I'll bring it to a local printer and hopefully they could do it. It stinks, but that's where it is, and I think that's the responsible choice to make so that I'm not up until 2 in the morning. And then, yeah, I'm stopping right now. It's Monday morning. I put the print order in. It's supposed to be in Florida Thursday. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here. Sometimes I lose track of how long these videos are and how much diversity is in them. Sometimes I feel like, oh, there's gonna be like 6 videos of me going, it's been a long day, but I tried to draw and nothing else. Sometimes it's like, oh, well, I was out walking around and then I was at a store and then I talked about art and I showed art and then I talked about having a hard time with this and then I talked about a toy and but I don't really know until I start assembling the footage. And sometimes I'll put it all together like, oh, that was like 12 minutes. Sometimes I'll be like, that was like 40 minutes. So I'm gonna stop here. And once again, you're gonna be getting I'm still kind of a little behind. Like the last video I put up, I was like, this is like 2 weeks ago. This is maybe like a week and a half ago when you see it. Maybe more, depending on if I go on this. Same thing I said last time. If I go on this trip, I might not be able to put this up till after the trip. But anyway, you'll see it. I'm gonna stop here, and then my plan is to do the next video primarily about the trip to Rangerstop and see how that goes, because I have a lot of mixed feelings about everything involved. Yeah, and then back to the Horror A4, except for that one commission I have. Okay, bye. A fart?
Never fart.
Never? Well, you should try it a little bit.